No industry is free to trade war concerns, but water, hygiene, and energy company Ecolab claims to have a tariff-proof manufacturing strategy. We'll get to that right now. Joining us now, Doug Baker, Ecolab CEO. You manufacture where you use things, so you're basically tariff-resistant at this point. So this is a non-issue completely for Ecolab?
Well, it's not a direct issue for Ecolab. So our manufacturing strategy has been to manufacture where we sell.
Right.
It's really born out of FX mitigation. That's the genesis of it. It happens to also give us resilience in a tariff environment simply because we aren't moving goods as other companies are. But there are secondary effects. We're quite worried about what the impacts are on U.S. and global economy as we go through this. That affects our customers, which ultimately will also affect us.
The way that the ecosystem works in terms of water and fresh water and salt water, it's not well understood, I don't think, by a lot of people. And we also see manufacturing processes across the board, and they tell us what's necessary to make aluminum, for example, and they tell us how many gallons of water are necessary. And it's always, I'm flabbergasted by the amount that we need to use and basically that we waste. So that's a sweet spot, I would think, when Ecolab, when you were thinking about how to do this, or Nalco, or whatever it is. But we waste water in amazing amounts. And that's not always going to be possible for the human race to do that the way we do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Water is not well understood. If you look at the facts, only about 1% of water on Earth is usable fresh water. The majority of that is...
See, nobody knows that.
The majority of that is underground, not surface water.
Yeah.
So surface water is 0.03% of the water in the world, i.e. the Hudson, the Great Lakes, et cetera.
Right.
So it's a very small component of water inventory. So the inventory is below the ground. You don't see it. It's out of sight, out of mind. And so as we use up water, there's no tell for us. And the other problem with water is it's really cheap. So if you have a barrel of oil right now selling for 70 bucks or 80 bucks, depending on where in the world you're buying it, the equivalent water would be 4 cents or 40 cents. Cheapest would be Saudi Arabia, go figure, and the most expensive is Amsterdam. But it's very inexpensive.
So all these companies that you deal with, Coca-Cola, all of them, you can cut down on water consumption by how much with your techniques?
Well, we've made strides anywhere up from 30 to 50%.
Right.
It takes partnership to make these kinds of moves. But if you look at best-in-class A bottler and worst-in-class bottler, there'll be a 10x spread in the amount of water being used. And so what we're able to do now is even share best practices across a system like a Coca-Cola, which will have 1,300 bottlers. It's a huge priority for Coke. It's also a big priority for Pepsi in terms of reducing water.
And they save money as a result, too, right?
They do.
Doing it.
Because what happens when you reduce water usage, you reduce energy at the same time. Because typically they're heating water, they have to move it, it's heavy, 8 pounds a gallon, and then you have to treat it. So if you have to do that with less, you save money.
We need to have you back because I'd like to talk all about, I mean, this is only a small part of what Ecolab does. It's a $40+ billion company. And I mean, it's not, I mean, there's things to talk about that we couldn't get through just based on talking about water. So can you come back and we can talk?
Absolutely.
How often are you here?
Oh, I'm in New York frequently.
Okay, good. We'll come back, Doug. Thanks.
Great. Thank you.
It's been a great